How's it going, everyone? It's been a couple days since I made my last post on how the trading went today, and I'm just gonna do a really quick recap on what I could have done better, and things that I should have kept in mind when I was taking the trades. And I actually broke one of my rules, so I kind of screwed up and lost one of my payouts requests, one of my payout requests, because I ended up taking a couple of greedy trades without really playing out the levels not knowing exactly where the trend was heading, and yeah, even though I had like a proper like thesis and everything on exactly what was going on, I ended up getting myself chopped up because I didn't have proper levels drawn out, and that's part of trading. With trading, especially with the Nasdaq, you got to make sure that you have like the very consistent routine of having your proper support and resistance levels, because that's going to play like a big factor in knowing the direction of the market and exactly how you're going to play the trend in case it doesn't go your way. So for that account alone, I didn't really use proper risk to reward ratios, and on top of that, I did add too much to my size, so I oversized. And then the other point is I didn't draw out the proper levels for me to succeed in today's market. Even though the market was very like had a lot of news coming in, it was something that I shouldn't have traded to begin with. However, I saw some opportunities thinking about the trend of how it broke out of it had like a breakout of some sort just around this point around 450 until then. And then when I saw that breakout, I just thought, that's a great opportunity to take some long. I feel like it's gonna actually push to the highs, which it did. And yeah, I feel like there's a lot of things that I could have played better, especially when there's a lot of news. It was a very crowded trade, in my opinion, from like the beginning of 9:30 until then, until 10:30, and having to wait for the first hour of a choppy trend, and then knowing the direction of the market based on how it breaks out is a really important factor. And I didn't play it properly, and I played it poorly, in fact. So of course I blew up, and that's my fault. So at the end of the day, you live and you learn, and so like I'm just gonna like basically push onto my next analysis for this specific day. I'm actually gonna walk back and look at the previous day beforehand, and then see what's going on, um, and how this day could have been traded. Um, but yeah, from the get go, so yesterday, the previous high and the previous low of the market during the overnight session. So I'll just draw those out right now so that we have like a clear indicator of where exactly the high is. And this right here is the high of the pre-market from yesterday, and then the low will be just right around the 753 mark, which is the low of the market. And as you can see, with this high in play, we push to the low, we push to the low. Of course, we don't know where exactly like the low of the market's going to be at that time. However, we're going to just use this as a reference in the future, so we don't have to really concern ourselves with that. Another thing is that, as we're seeing right here, just around this low of the pivot, we started making some higher highs and then higher lows just right here on an uptrending basis. And as you can see, try to break out just around this level of the overnight session, as you can see right there. And we rejected off of that. Then we made a higher low. We started coming back up. And right as soon as we broke that high right there, and started creating a higher high, and the trend started formulating an uptrend, this is where like, this is an area to get in long based on this overall, like this overhead resistance here. And that's where the entry would have been. And basically you would have been able to hold it through, maybe even towards the resistance here around 20,014s to take a profit. And then profit target 2 would be around the next high, which is at 20,053s. As you can see, like right after it gets to that price, we started meeting some resistance and then started chopping around the support of that trend, and then just right below it and then right above it again. Right around here, we also had another probability of a breakout. This was another opportunity. Basically, broke out, we started trending higher, came back down to the lows, didn't break the trend line here. Would have been a good area to retest. And then right eventually here, this was actually some news at 10 a.m. It was the PMI, I believe, and it didn't really move either side. So that would have been used as a reference to whether the market wanted to dip lower. If we actually broke below this trend line right here, this overhead resistance, would have been able to wash right through that. We would have went to 20,022s and then move on to the next level all the way down to potentially 19,960s. But we didn't do that, and then we just retested that. We started pushing higher, and then of course we met the overhead resistance here at 20,155s, and that alone was another setup somewhere here. I'm not exactly sure where. That's probably not like a reference at all. I think I just drew that out as a resistance, to be honest with you, on this day specifically. So, but yeah, with this day, we actually broke higher and higher. This would have been a good area to buy. We would have been able to take a profit just around here. That's about 50 points, and 50 points is $1,000 per contract. So we didn't really have to hold it for that long. 1, 2, 3, about like 30 minutes right here, and then it came back down, dipped below the 50 moving average here, and then right after here we broke right above it, and then retested the highs, and then we broke below that again one more time, and we had a deeper dive. As it got closer to this support level right here, we actually just took a dip buy. I actually ended up buying a dip right here and just holding it through and making a little bit of profit. By the rest of the day, we actually had a rally. And the reason why we had a rally for this last half of the day and, didn't really have that much dipping potential. And the reason why is because basically, like, this right here was testing the consolidation from this entire range right here between 20,156 to 20,060s. This was actually retesting the consolidation of this specific day right here. And we know for a fact that, we broke below this level of 20,124.50s. And if we stay below that, it will be a downtrending day. However, we broke right above the 20,124s, which we'll look over here. 20,124s, just around this resistance level. Right after we actually broke above that, you can see that the surge of buyers that came through was much stronger around this level, and yeah, we just broke the resistance and we started pushing towards the high of the market at that time, which is right here around 20,273s. This was the consolidation that we were talking about earlier, and that was the one that was basically the finale for the breakout. Right after we broke above this, there was no question or no doubts that we were going to actually trace the entire move of 20,267.50s, which right after it got to that range, it started selling off a little bit more, but we still did hit it, and then eventually we broke above that, and then we had another stronger move the next day. So that was also another reference level that I should have followed, just right here at 20,256.25s, which is today's current day. With today's current day around here, I should have actually looked at the bigger picture of the 20,256.50s and used the previous history as a reference for that, just right over here. And that would have been actually a clear indicator for me to stay in the trend and just basically wait for it to push higher right above the previous high of the market, which is right here at 330. So, that's my fault. I think at the end of the day, like, I made a mistake, and we're all human beings out there, so it's not like a surprise. Like, we can't always be perfect about the trades that we take. All we can do is to learn from it, and then basically try to improve from my previous mistakes, and then just to always consistently follow the routine that we have in order to achieve success in the market, especially in NASDAQ. So as you can see, the previous high of the overnight market from today and the low, and then as you can see, this was a nice reference for the breakout at 20,283.75s. We broke right above that, and then right here, I should have considered the fact that if we broke below this level and we cannot break back above it, break back above it around 20,285s, we would actually sell off and then run towards the support around 20,255s. I should have actually taken that into consideration and set a stop loss just right there at 20,290.25s, and then basically hold a short position from 20,283.75s all the way down to support. But I screwed that up, and instead of having to follow this direct trend line that we have, perfect example, I actually ended up going long just right after this popped up here, and I basically got chopped out. Then I switched short around 20,274s all the way down to this level, down to probably like this 50 moving average because I was expecting it to bounce back up, and then instead it just ran to the support. I actually added a bunch of long at this price, which, the perfect position was 20,250s. We actually started pushing above it, and I just thought that this seemed really, really heavy, considering the fact that we just could not break above the 50 moving average. So right after it broke right above it, I actually ended up taking profits just around 20,267s from 20,255s. Not much, about 12 points. And then I looked over here and I started trying to scale in long because I thought, you know what, I might be wrong about the short side. So let's just take some long because I'm expecting it to break back up to the upside and potentially move out. It didn't do that. Instead, it trapped me instead. So it broke below, hit the support, and then at this point, I just thought, you know what, I'm gonna kill the trade. I think it might actually just run down to the 20,236.50s. Instead, I got completely faked out. The market was super choppy, especially in the morning, and I should have anticipated something like this specifically. Especially with my position and everything, I had a great position with a good risk reward. It's just I basically got scared out of this, and this is why you don't let fear take over your trades, because one of your trades could actually be a home run, and because of your fear, uh, you weren't able to stay with the trade and stick with the good risk to reward ratio. But in any case, I still have my two other accounts that are getting paid out. $3,500, no problem. I actually am going to buy more evaluations at some point when they pay me out, and I'm gonna be looking to get those nice 20,000, like those 20 accounts and getting like 40K every 2 weeks. Man, like I'm super pumped for that. So I'm just gonna be optimistic about it and try my best for the current market conditions. As for anything else, we did break above the levels, and the market actually closed at 1 p.m. today, which was kind of surprising. I didn't actually expect it to close at 1 p.m. I was actually really surprised, even though Apex actually told us that it was gonna close out at 1:15 today. But I was just surprised because I was expecting Powell to talk at 2 p.m. and it was on forexfactory.com and everything, and I guess at the end of it, like, it didn't even matter. So he was basically talking after the market already closed. So yeah. In any case, right now with the market, we're just we're in the upper range. We're actually at a nice high here on the weekly as well, on the daily especially as well. So on the weekly, we got like a really nice breakout right above this resistance, and there's a possibility that we might get a continuation just really high above that. Like, I don't think we're going to be stopping anytime soon. The 21 moving average, we completely ignored it. We didn't even touch it. We didn't even retest it. It just bounced right off of it. There's a possibility though, from around 20,420s, we could get a nice dip, but like, considering the market's been really bullish lately for the past um since 2000, since April 22nd of this year until now, May, June, July, like we're into August now, and it's still moving higher than and stronger than ever before. So I think with inflation, especially, like, they're just gonna print an unlimited amount of money. The value of the dollar is gonna keep on decreasing, but exactly where they're gonna put it, they're just gonna put it right into the market. So I don't think market makers are really really caring about much of the market at the moment. They're just gonna keep pumping it and squeezing out every last dollar that the hedge funds have. So in any case, thanks for watching. If y'all like the video, feel free to like and subscribe. Leave a comment in the video. We also have like a free Discord. You're more than welcome to join. And basically, with this Discord, you'll be able to learn my strategies, the process that I have. Basically, it's completely free, and I'm not looking to charge anybody. Maybe in the future, like when I actually have, like, if someone wants more like dedicated one-on-one time with me on learning the process and everything, then I'll be charging for that. But otherwise, for now, it's gonna be free. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoy the video and enjoy your day. Yeah, peace.